Picture a Siberian winter, snow piling up half a meter deep, freezing winds blowing at -40°C. Most civilian trucks would be helpless, engines won't start, fuel solidifies, wheels spin helplessly on icy ground. Yet, in this harsh environment, a steel giant slowly rolls forward, step by step, overcoming snow, mud, and even partially frozen rivers. This is the KamAZ-4310, a 6x6 Soviet military truck designed to battle nature itself, not just enemies. Backhand index pointing right if you love massive off-road machines. Like, subscribe, and share to support the channel. Now, let's explore why the KamAZ-4310 became a legend. Engine and power supply system. Engine, the heart of the KamAZ-4310. The KamAZ-4310 is powered by a KamAZ-740 V8 diesel engine with a 10.85-liter displacement. It produces 210 to 220 horsepower at 2,600 RPM and over 650 Nm of torque at low revs. What makes this engine remarkable is not just the numbers, but how it's designed for extreme environments. Simple structure, minimal reliance on electronics, easy to repair even on the battlefield. High low-end torque, essential for climbing, wading through mud, or hauling heavy loads. The truck doesn't need to scream at high RPMs to move. Mechanical fuel injection ensures stable operation even with impure fuel, a common battlefield scenario. Cold start capability, preheater and compressed air starting system guarantee ignition down to -40°C. Compared to contemporary Western trucks like the German MAN KAT-1 or US M939, the KamAZ-740 may not have higher power, but it is more durable, adaptable, and practical, reflecting the Soviet engineering philosophy of rugged utility. Cooling system, surviving extreme cold and heat. One of the biggest challenges for heavy-duty diesel engines is maintaining a stable operating temperature. The KamAZ-4310 uses a forced water cooling system with large radiator, high-capacity fan, powerful circulation pump. In cold regions, the radiator is preheated before starting, preventing coolant from freezing. In hot deserts, the cooling system is over-engineered to prevent overheating even under heavy loads at 40 to 45°C. A dual-stage air filter protects the engine from fine dust in dry, sandy conditions. Fuel system, tough and versatile. The KamAZ-4310 can run on various diesel fuels, including lower-quality fuel. Dual large-capacity fuel tanks, 500 to 700 liters, allow long operations without frequent refueling. This is crucial for military operations. The truck can traverse areas with no fuel stations, or operate using fuel sourced from multiple locations during combat. Field maintenance capability. Another advantage, the KamAZ-740 engine is designed for easy disassembly and parts replacement. Soldiers can repair it directly in the field with basic tools, without specialized equipment. Compared to Western trucks that rely heavily on sophisticated electronics, the KamAZ-4310 is simpler, sturdier, and less prone to breakdowns. Engine summary. The KamAZ-740 engine doesn't just provide power, it delivers reliability and flexibility, two essential traits for conquering unforgiving terrains. Transmission and power distribution. If the engine is the heart, the transmission system is the spine, transferring power to every wheel. For the KamAZ-4310, Soviet engineers designed a highly effective 6x6 full-drive system that is both powerful and simple, ideal for extreme conditions. 6x6 drive configuration, 3 pairs of legs. Unlike civilian trucks that use rear-wheel drive only, the KamAZ-4310 has 3 powered axles, meaning all 6 wheels receive direct engine power. This brings several advantages. Even torque distribution, weight and torque are shared across all axles, reducing the risk of getting stuck in mud, soft soil, or snow. Mobility. If an axle loses traction, For example, if the rear axle sinks into mud, the front axles can still pull the truck out. Stability under heavy load. Carrying up to 6 tons, the 6x6 drivetrain ensures the load is distributed evenly, preventing overloading a single axle. From an off-road perspective, full-time all-wheel drive is the KamAZ-4310's secret weapon, allowing it to tackle any terrain. Transmission and transfer case, flexible power control. The KamAZ-4310 is equipped with a 5-speed manual gearbox, plus 1 reverse, combined with a 2-range transfer case. High range, for driving on flat roads at higher speeds, saving fuel. Low range, for off-road use, climbing, heavy towing, requiring maximum torque. This setup is similar to what smaller Jeeps or UAZ vehicles use, but scaled up significantly. In low-range mode, the KamAZ-4310 can climb slopes of up to 31 degrees or traverse mud fields while maintaining slow, steady speed. The transfer case itself is extremely robust, featuring a thick steel casing and large gears capable of handling massive torque without failure, even when towing trailers weighing tens of tons. Differentials and locking, preventing spinning wheels. A common off-road problem is wheel spin when traction is lost. The KamAZ-4310 addresses this with central differential, distributes torque between front and rear axles. Rear differential lock, when one rear wheel loses traction, both wheels can rotate together, ensuring no power is wasted. In practice, this means that if the truck gets stuck in mud, engaging the differential lock and front axle allows torque to be shared among 4 wheels, dramatically improving escape capability. This is why the KamAZ-4310 regularly conquers terrain that would immobilize civilian trucks. Gear ratios and heavy load capability. The gear ratios in both the axles and gearbox are optimized for torque rather than speed. Maximum speed, 80 km/h on paved roads, modest. Towing capacity, 10 to 12 tons for trailers or carrying 6 tons off-road without strain. This reflects the military philosophy: strength and reliability outweigh speed. Drive shafts and mechanical durability. The KamAZ-4310 uses large, heavy-duty drive shafts with high-capacity universal joints, capable of operating at steep angles without braking. The axle housings, gearbox, and transfer case are all made of thick cast steel, able to withstand impacts when the truck encounters rocks or deep potholes. This is critical in combat zones, where a minor mechanical failure cannot stop the vehicle mid-operation. Real-world examples: climbing and obstacle traversal. Military testing has shown that the KamAZ-4310 can climb 31 degrees slopes without losing traction, cross 1.5 meter wide ditches using low-range gearing, surmount 0.6 meter high vertical walls, something few civilian trucks can achieve. These results prove that the drivetrain is not only powerful but highly efficient. Comparison with contemporary vehicles. ZL-131, 6x6, 150 horsepower. KamAZ-4310 is stronger, 220 horsepower versus 150 horsepower, and can tow heavier trailers, 10T versus 6T. Its 6x6 drive with rear differential lock allows easier off-road traversal. KamAZ-255B, 6x6, 240 horsepower. KamAZ has slightly more engine power but is heavier and less maneuverable. KamAZ is lighter, more flexible, and better suited for narrow, muddy terrain. Western trucks, e.g., M939, USA similar off-road capability, but KamAZ is mechanically simpler and easier to repair. In short, the 6x6 drivetrain, 2-range gearbox, differential locks, and optimized torque ratios make the KamAZ-4310 virtually unstoppable. If the KamAZ-740 engine is the strong heart, the drivetrain is the sturdy backbone, ensuring every bit of power reaches the ground efficiently. Chassis, suspension and tires. If the engine and drivetrain provide the power, the chassis and suspension are the structural foundation that turns that power into real off-road capability. A powerful truck with a low chassis, weak suspension, or small tires would be useless. This is why the KamAZ-4310 became an irreplaceable workhorse in the Soviet military. Chassis, solid steel base. The KamAZ-4310's chassis is a high-strength steel box frame design, offering high load capacity, can carry 6 tons in the cargo bed or tow 10, 12-ton trailers. Impact resistance, can traverse rocky terrain and tree roots without bending. Long-term durability, KamAZ trucks from the 1980s are still operational, proving the toughness of the design. The frame is reinforced and welded at critical load points like axles, gearbox, and transfer case mounts, minimizing the risk of cracks when the truck experiences torsion off-road. Ground clearance, conquering natural obstacles. With a ground clearance of 365 mm, the KamAZ-4310 sits higher than most civilian trucks. This allows it to clear rocks, mounds, and tree roots without hitting the undercarriage. Traverse uneven terrain and deep potholes while keeping the cargo bed relatively stable. Avoid getting stuck in deep mud or snow. The high clearance, combined with a front approach angle of 45 degree and rear departure angle of 37 degree, allows the truck to climb slopes, cross embankments, and escape ditches without bellying out. Suspension, combining strength and flexibility. The KamAZ-4310 uses leaf spring suspension paired with hydraulic shock absorbers, a common setup for military trucks, offering several advantages. Simple and extremely durable, can handle heavy loads and is easy to repair. High stiffness, prevents the chassis from sagging under heavy cargo. Hydraulic shocks, smooth out rough terrain, reducing jolt and bounce. The front axle suspension is designed to be softer, improving steering precision and reducing driver fatigue on long drives. The rear tandem axles have stiffer springs to handle heavy loads. This balance allows the KamAZ to carry heavy cargo while remaining agile off-road. Massive tires, conquering any terrain. One of the KamAZ-4310's most formidable weapons is its 12.00 R20 military-grade tires, featuring deep treads and wide profiles. Key advantages include excellent grip, works on clay, sand, snow, gravel, and rocks. High load capacity, each tire can support several tons. Widely available and replaceable, standard military size, easy to find replacement parts. These tires allow the KamAZ to travel steadily over deep snow or muddy terrain without excessive wheel spin, unlike most civilian trucks. Central Tire Inflation System, CTS, the off-road secret. A cutting-edge feature for the 1980s, the KamAZ-4310 comes equipped with a central tire inflation system, CTS, allowing the driver to adjust tire pressure from the cabin. The system enables lowering tire pressure for sand, mud, or snow, increases contact area, improves traction, reduces sinking. Increasing tire pressure for paved roads saves fuel, reduces tire wear, and improves travel speed. Automatic pressure compensation for minor leaks. The vehicle can continue to the repair station even with small punctures. In military operations, this feature is invaluable. The truck can continue its mission even after being hit or running over debris, making the KamAZ-4310 far tougher than many Western trucks of the same era. Water and mud crossing capability. Combined with a high chassis, large tires, and CTS, the KamAZ-4310 can wade through water up to 1.5 meters without extensive preparation, thanks to high air intake and water-protected electronics. Traverse mud 0.6 to 0.8 meters deep without getting stuck, using low tire pressure and 6x6 traction. On the infamous spring mud season, Rasputitsa, of Russia and Eastern Europe, this provides a major tactical advantage. Real-world example, Siberian winter. Records show that the KamAZ-4310 performs exceptionally well in Siberia's harsh winters. At temperatures below -40 degrees Celsius, civilian trucks often fail to start, but the KamAZ can move thanks to engine preheating and CTS. Large tires with low pressure allow travel over snow up to 0.5 meters deep without getting stuck. Suspension tolerates extreme cold, and steel leaf springs remain resilient. This proves the KamAZ-4310 is truly built for extreme climates. Comparison of tires and suspension. Versus ZL-131, smaller tires, 11.00 R20, no CTS, weaker off-road performance in deep mud or sand. Versus KamAZ-255B, larger tires, 14.00 R20, better mud weighting, but heavier and harder to maneuver. KamAZ is more agile. Versus M939, USA M939 has CTIS, but the system is complex and prone to failure. KamAZ is simpler and easier to repair. Conclusion: chassis and tires. The strong steel chassis, durable leaf spring suspension, massive tires, and CTS make the KamAZ-4310 a true 3 hearts, 6 legs machine. Whether navigating Siberian snow, Ukrainian mud, or Central Asian desert sand, this truck keeps rolling where few others can follow. Adaptability to weather and the legacy of KamAZ-4310. Conquering extreme climates, from Siberia to the desert. The KamAZ-4310 was designed from the outset to operate in the harshest climates of the vast Soviet Union. As a result, it possesses capabilities few civilian trucks can match. Siberian winter, -40 degrees Celsius, -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Engine preheater prevents lubricants and fuel from freezing. Electrical systems and batteries are insulated against the cold. Tires can be deflated to run on deep snow like a snowcat. Central Asian summer, 40 to 50 degrees Celsius /104 to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Large radiator and high-capacity fans prevent engine overheating. Multi-stage air filters protect the engine from fine desert dust. Cabin can be equipped with air conditioning in upgraded versions. Eastern European rainy season. Can ford water up to 1.5 meters deep and cross thick mud without stalling. Chassis, gearbox, and transfer case seals are water resistant. In short, the KamAZ-4310 is more than a truck, it is a climate warrior, capable of surviving in virtually any environment. Real-world tests and achievements. During its service, the KamAZ-4310 has undergone numerous extreme tests. Climbing steep slopes, 31 degrees. Crossing trenches, 1.5 meters wide. Scaling vertical walls, 0.6 meters high. Fording water, up to 1.5 meters deep with minimal preparation. Load capacity, 6 tons of cargo or towing trailers weighing 10 to 12 tons. These tests prove that the truck's strength is not just theoretical, it performs in the field under real, harsh conditions. Military roles. The KamAZ-4310 has been widely used in the Soviet and later Russian armed forces, as well as in many Eastern European countries. It serves multiple roles. Transporting goods and troops, from food and weapons to light artillery. Towing artillery and equipment, often pulling D-30 howitzers or BM-21 rocket launchers. Specialized platforms, ambulance, communications, radar, and container trucks. Logistics in combat, operates in areas without roads, ensuring frontline supply. During the Afghanistan War, 1979 to 1989, KamAZ-4310 proved its capability over mountains, mud, and desert sand. Drivers often recalled, without KamAZ, many missions would have failed due to lack of logistics. Civilian applications. After the Soviet Union dissolved, the KamAZ-4310 found widespread civilian use. Oil and gas operations in Siberia, transporting machinery, fuel, and supplies across taiga forests and snow. Construction in remote areas, delivering materials to sites without paved roads. Disaster relief, crossing mud and deep water to deliver aid during floods. Overall comparison with contemporaries. Versus ZL-131, KamAZ is stronger, carries heavier loads, and more modern. ZIL is smaller and more maneuverable. Versus KamAZ-255B, KamAZ has superior towing, but is bulky and fuel-hungry. KamAZ is more agile, suited for tight terrain. Versus M939, USA. Both are comparable in power and technology, but KamAZ is simpler and easier to repair. KamAZ-4310 combines strength, durability, and practicality, rather than focusing on just one feature. Legacy, why it became a legend. The KamAZ-4310 became legendary for 5 reasons. Durable V8 engine that works in any climate. Powerful 6x6 drivetrain with differential locks and low-range transfer case. High, robust chassis and strong suspension capable of heavy loads. Massive tires with CTS, adaptable to all terrains. Proven performance in both military and civilian applications. Even decades after its introduction in the 1980s, the KamAZ-4310 continues to serve in many countries and is celebrated by off-road enthusiasts as a legendary steel monster. Conclusion. The KamAZ-4310 is more than a military truck, it is a symbol of Soviet engineering, rugged yet reliable, powerful yet simple, unflashy yet highly effective. In the world of off-road vehicles, it is a immortal warrior, capable of surviving and conquering any environment. Backhand index pointing right. If you found this analysis useful, don't forget to like, subscribe to Mudlord, and share to support the channel. Every bit of support helps me create more high-quality videos about legendary off-road machines.